The story begins in Baltimore, Maryland, where 14-year-old Mouse lives with his single mother and his younger sister. Mouse spends much of his time watching old videos of his older brother Stro, who died at just 17 years old in a dirt bike accident. Stro was everything to Mouse. He's the reason Mouse fell in love with bikes in the first place. In Baltimore, dirt bikes aren't just a hobby, they're a culture. Every summer, the streets come alive once a week during an underground event known as The Ride, where riders flood the city, pulling dangerous stunts and outrunning the police. Mouse dreams of being part of it, but his mother forbids him from riding, terrified that she'll lose another son the same way she lost Stro. Despite her warnings, Mouse sneaks out with his closest friends, Lamont and Swear-to-God. Determined to ride like his brother once did, Mouse buys a rundown four-wheeler from a friend. But before he even makes it home, he's stopped by the police. He's picked up by Detective Rivers, an officer who has known Mouse for years through a school outreach program. Rivers genuinely cares about him and constantly tries to guide him in the right direction. But Mouse hates the attention, especially when Rivers drives him home in full view of his friends. Embarrassed and frustrated, Mouse brushes off Rivers' advice to stay out of trouble. At home, Mouse's mother is strict and distant, but only because she's terrified of history repeating itself. Unlike his friends, Mouse actually has a future planned. He dreams of becoming a veterinarian and regularly volunteers at a local animal shelter. One day, Mouse and his friends meet a new girl staying with her grandmother down the street. Her name is Nikki, and she's into photography. While she finds Lamont and Swear-to-God immature, she's quietly drawn to Mouse's calm nature. The boys are eventually sent away by Nikki's grandmother, but Mouse invites her to come watch the ride. When the day arrives, the streets are packed with riders. Mouse tries to impress Nikki by pulling off a stunt, but instead crashes hard onto the concrete, humiliating himself. Nikki captures the moment on camera anyway. As Mouse explains the significance of bike culture and his fascination with the infamous biker crew known as the Midnight Clique, chaos erupts. The clique storms through the streets. Their leader, Blacks, is a local legend who recently got out of prison. Just as the chase intensifies, the police are ordered to stand down, allowing the clique to escape, cementing their mythic status. Later that night, Mouse and his friends track down the clique's hangout spot, hoping to be noticed. Instead, they're dismissed as kids and told to leave. When Mouse's bike won't start, his friends ride off without him. That's when Blacks approaches. Blacks recognizes Mouse immediately, as Stro's younger brother. He explains that he used to ride with Stro and remembers how much Stro talked about Mouse. Blacks works at a garage as part of his parole, and he offers Mouse a chance to come inside and help out. He gives Mouse a box of spare parts and tells him to build his own bike. Impressed by Mouse's loyalty, Blacks agrees to let Lamont and Swear-to-God work there too. Mouse begins spending more time at the garage, ditching shifts at the animal shelter. Lamont and Swear-to-God grow frustrated working for free, but Mouse stays committed. As his bond with Blacks grows, he learns discipline, patience, and responsibility, things he never found on the streets. Eventually, Blacks trusts Mouse with delivering a rebuilt high-end bike across town. Instead of completing the job, Mouse picks up Nikki and takes her for a joyride. While they're stopped, a man named Derek approaches them. Derek was an old friend of Stro and asks to take the bike for a quick spin. Unable to say no, Mouse hands it over. Derek never comes back. Panicked, Mouse turns to Lamont and Swear-to-God, who explain that Derek is known for stealing bikes and chopping them up for parts. The three confront Derek at his garage, but he pulls a gun on them and orders them to leave. Moments later, the Midnight Clique arrives. Blacks knows exactly what happened and warns Derek never to steal from them again. But Lamont, furious over having a gun pulled on him, snaps. He attacks Derek, beating him nearly to death before the others pull him away. Blacks is deeply disappointed, not just in Lamont, but in Mouse. He tells Mouse he's lost his trust and will no longer be allowed to work on his bike. Desperate to help his struggling mother pay bills, Mouse asks Blacks to put him on payroll or let him run jobs with the clique. Blacks refuses. Feeling rejected, Mouse quits the garage. Instead, Mouse, Lamont, and Swear-to-God begin running drug deliveries for members of the Midnight Clique. They're given brand new bikes and fast money. As the cash stacks up, Mouse starts changing. He pushes away Nikki, riding off with another girl when she tries to reconnect. Detective Rivers continues following Mouse, warning him that he's heading down a dangerous path, but Mouse tells him to leave him alone. Eventually, Mouse's mother finds his hidden stash of money. When Mouse refuses to explain where it came from, she breaks down, accusing him of following the same path that killed Stro. Terrified, she kicks him out of the house. Mouse moves in with Swear to God. Looking to prove themselves, Lamont comes up with a plan to rob a local convenience store. Mouse hesitates but agrees, insisting no one fires the gun. The clique supplies them with a weapon despite Blacks demanding they stay away from Mouse. Before the robbery, Blacks summons Mouse to the garage. But something's wrong. Blacks' dog is seriously ill. Mouse insists they take her to the vet. The vet explains the dog is old and surgery could cause more suffering. Blacks makes the painful decision to put her down, but only if Mouse does it. Afterward, Blacks finally tells Mouse the truth. Stro didn't die by accident. Blacks had sent him on a drug run. Stro was killed during the job, and Blacks has lived with the guilt ever since. Taking Mouse under his wing was his way of trying to make things right. Heartbroken and angry, Mouse leaves. That night, the robbery goes horribly wrong. Lamont accidentally fires the gun, and the store owner's wife returns fire, killing Swear to God instantly. Mouse and Lamont flee in separate directions as police swarm the area. Mouse runs straight to Blacks' garage and confesses everything. Moments later, Detective Rivers arrives with backup. To protect Mouse, Blacks tells him to put on a work uniform and claims responsibility for the crime. Even though Rivers knows the truth, he arrests Blacks anyway. Mouse is taken home, where his mother, who had been watching the news in terror, embraces him, relieved he's alive. 1 year later, Mouse has changed. He's back working at the veterinary clinic, fully committed to his future. He adopted Blacks' dog and carries the weight of everything he's lost. He reconnects with Nikki, apologizing for the way he treated her, and she agrees to see him again. Mouse runs into Lamont on the street. They exchange a few quiet words, bonded by grief but no longer close. As Mouse returns home with groceries for his mother and sister, the city hums around him. The ride still happens. The engines still roar. But this time, Mouse watches from a distance, alive, wiser, and determined not to become another name remembered only by the streets. Thanks for watching Cine Recap Studio. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a story. Until next time.